Kata for the sound of the bell. Mind calm, body at ease, breathing quiet, sentiment benevolent. Dharma friends sitting still in vital silence, wanting nothing, we practice eco-Buddhism together. The sound of the temple bell booms for all to cease from conflict. May the way of Buddha usher in the dawn of nonviolent global village forever. Here is the after sound of the bell. Thunder of silence, light after Dharma rain. Amoga Vairochana Mahamudra Mani Padme Jvala Pravartaya Bum.
Please stand and join me in chanting of the three refuges. We take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Excuse me. So first in Sino-Korean and then in English. So please join in as best you can, even though you may not know the language. And now in English, please repeat after me. I go for refuge to the Buddha
I go for refuge to the Buddha
and resolve with all beings.
and resolve with all beings.
I will cultivate a heart of enlightenment
I will cultivate a heart of enlightenment
and realize the great way.
and realize the great way.
I go for refuge to the Dharma
I go for refuge to the Dharma
and resolve with all beings.
and resolve with all beings.
I will penetrate the teachings
I will penetrate the teachings
and uncover oceans of wisdom.
and uncover oceans of wisdom.
I go for refuge to the Sangha
I go for refuge to the Sangha
and resolve with all beings.
and resolve with all beings.
I will seek peace and happiness for the many.
I will seek peace and happiness to many
and cultivate Buddha lands unimpeded.
and cultivate Buddha lands unimpeded.
We sometimes take creative license with the three refuges. There are many versions. So please be seated, except for Magamok and Thompson. So Magamok and Thompson, I ask you to light the unity candle. So as we offer the unity candle, we are always opening Buddha's heart, always opening Buddha's mind, always opening Buddha's hands. And I ask you to join me in a little bit of Ma'um chanting. Ma'um means mind, heart. So in the spirit of this offering of the unity candle, please, those who know it, begin, and the rest join in as you pick it up. Ma'um, 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 So on this few days after Thanksgiving, we begin with recognition of our ancestors. In the spirit of healing, I acknowledge that our temple sits on the traditional homelands of the people of the Council of Three Fires, the Ojibwe, Potawatomi, Ottawa, as well as the Anishinaabe. Menominee, Miami, and Ho-Chunk nations. It was also a site of trade, travel, gathering, and hunting and healing for many more native tribes, and is still home to the tribal members in the state of Michigan. So also in the spirit of healing, I acknowledge that more recently, our temple building at 1214 Packard and the original building at 951 Woodlawn and many homes on Woodlawn south of Packard were the homes of a most vibrant community of African Americans. From word of mouth sources, we have learned that our temple building was first owned by a local state representative and lived in by his sister. Over the years, it was an African American doctor's home, or bordello, a fraternity house, and owned by a Black woman, Edith Howard, in the West Indies, who ran it as a boarding house. When we bought the building in 1982, it had been uninhabited for several years. We had our first yard sale by putting out the contents of the buildings on the yard, including 6 large jukeboxes. So just always a little nice remembrance of our history and our ancestors. Thanksgiving always comes to mind. Connections, our ancestors, gratitude to the past. So I'd like to read to you the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving Address, Greetings to the Natural World. So there is a refrain as we read this. It is, now our minds are one. I think perhaps I should be a little mindful and put this on. Okay, so can everyone hear me well? Yes?
I don't think it's doing anything.
Okay, how about
There you
now?
go.
All right. Okay, so again, the refrain that we will say together is, now our minds are one. So let's practice that. Now our minds are one. Greetings to the natural world, the people. Today we have gathered and we see that the cycles of life continue. We have been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living beings. So now we bring our minds together as one, as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. Now our minds are one. The Earth Mother. We are all thankful to our Mother, the Earth, for she gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk about upon her. It gives us joy that she continues to care for us as she has from the beginning of time. To our Mother, we send greetings and thanks. And now our minds are one. The waters. We give thanks to all the waters of the world for quenching our thirst and providing us with strength. Water is life. We know its power in many forms: waterfalls and rain, mists and streams, rivers and oceans. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the Spirit of water. Now our minds are one. The fish. We turn our minds to all the fish life in the water. They were instructed to cleanse and purify the water. They also give themselves to us as food. We are grateful that we can still find pure water. So we turn now to the fish and send our greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. The plants. Now we turn toward the vast fields of plant life. As far as the eye can see, the plants grow, working many wonders. They sustain many life forms. With our minds gathered together, we give thanks and look forward to seeing plant life for many generations to come. Now our minds are one. The food plants. With one mind, we turn to honor and thank all the food plants we harvest from the garden. Since the beginning of time, the grains, vegetables, beans, and berries have helped the people survive. Many other living things draw strength from them too. We gather all the plant foods together as one and send them a greeting of thanks. Now our minds are one. The medicine herbs. Now we turn to all the medicine herbs of the world. From the beginning, they were instructed to take away sickness. They were always waiting and ready to heal us. We're happy there are still among us those special few who remember how to use these plants for healing. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the medicines and the keepers of medicines. Now our minds are one. The animals. We gather our minds together to send greetings and thanks to all the animal life in the world. They have many things to teach us as people. We are honored by them when they give up their lives so that we may use their bodies as food for our people. We see them near our homes and in the deep forests. We are glad they are still here, and we hope that it will always be so. Now our minds are one. The trees. Now we turn our thoughts to the trees. The earth has many families of trees who have their own instructions and uses. Some provide us with shelter and shade, others with fruit, beauty, and other useful things. Many people of the world use a tree as a symbol of peace and strength. With one mind, we greet and thank the tree life. Now our minds are one. The birds. We put our minds together as one and thank all the birds who move and fly about over our heads. The Creator gave them beautiful songs. Each day they remind us to enjoy and appreciate life. The eagle was chosen to be their leader. To all the birds, from the smallest to the largest, we send our joyful greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. The four winds. We are all thankful to the powers we know as the four winds. We hear their voices in the moving air as they refresh us and purify the air we breathe. They help us to bring the change of seasons. From the four directions they come, bringing us messages and giving us strength. With one mind, we send our greetings and thanks to the four winds. Now our minds are one. The thunderers. Now we turn to the west, where our grandfathers, the thunder beings, lived. With lightning and thundering voices, They bring with them the water that renews life. We are thankful that they keep those evil things made by the Akvisaries underground. We bring our minds together as one to sing greetings and thanks to our grandfathers, the Thunderers. Now our minds are one. The sun. We now send greetings and thanks to our eldest brother, the sun. Each day without fail, he travels the sky from east to west, bringing the light of a new day. He is the source of all fires of life. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our brother, the sun. Now our minds are one. Grandmother Moon, we put our minds together and give thanks to our oldest grandmother, the moon, who lights the nighttime sky. She is the leader of women all over the world, and she governs the movement of ocean tides. By her changing face, we measure time, and it is the moon who watches over the arrival of children here on earth. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our grandmother, the moon. Now our minds are one. The stars. We give thanks to the stars who are spread across the sky like jewelry. We see them in the night, helping the moon to light the darkness and bringing dew to the gardens and growing things. When we travel at night, they guide us home. With our minds gathered together as one, we send greetings and thanks to the stars. Now our minds are one. We gather our minds to greet and thank the enlightened teachers who have come to help throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us of the way we were instructed to live as people. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to these caring teachers. Now our minds are one. The Creator. Now we turn our thoughts to the Creator or Great Spirit and send greetings and thanks to all the gifts of creation. Everything we need to live a good life is here on this Mother Earth. For all the love that is still around us, we gather our minds together as one and send our choicest words of greetings and thanks to the Creator. Now our minds are one. Closing words. We have now arrived at the place where we end our words. Of all the things we have named, it was not our intention to leave anything out. If something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send greetings and thanks in their own way. Now our minds are one. So maybe let's now take 5 minutes of meditation just to allow this spirit of gratitude to settle in. So how many of you had an opportunity to share a special meal with family or friends, or just to take some time with them? Just raise your hand. Okay, so many of us. And during that time, it's often a tradition to go around the room and say what you are grateful for. Did anybody do that? I'm curious. A few, not so much, not so much. So at our Thanksgiving, the residents and Haji's family is here. We decided to do something a little bit different this year, and it was to think about and offer gratitude for something that is a little bit challenging. So when we offer gratitude, it's pretty easy to come up with. Oh, I have the friends I have are wonderful. I'm grateful to live in a place where I have heat, good health, this kind of thing. But it's more challenging to think of those circumstances and people that we're grateful to because they've given us a chance to grow. So this might be a person in our lives who's difficult. Or maybe it's a friend who abandoned you, or a parent. And as you think about these people, what is it that they gave you that you can be grateful for? Maybe it's an illness that taught you about impermanence. Maybe it is a loss that's taught you about letting go. So I invite you now to engage in conversations about what are you grateful for that has been a little bit challenging. Last week when Akshaya was here, he taught us about deep listening, and we would like to extend that practice today. So what we're going to do is get into pairs, dyads. So find another person. Sometimes it may end up being 3 people, depending on where you're sitting. And then we'll engage in sharing about this question. So the listener is asked to just listen deeply and then reflect back what they heard without adding anything, but just listening and offering what was heard, and then to ask, is that correct? Is there anything to add? So we're going to continue this deep listening practice. So we'll do this for about 15 minutes. So please find a partner and go ahead and get together. Does anybody not have a partner? So I will ring the bell after about 5 minutes, and you can switch off.
So I'm probably and I love for a lot, but I was going through times. One, I was having and but at the end of the day, I was probably said so and then not long after you back not long after I
We ask the breakfast. And what is
one that I the other
that I'm grateful because
the one that
living
I
yourself.
had
And yet,
and like
I find myself getting
one of my closest friends that might
dissatisfaction. I don't want to.
I've actually managed to grow
What this is
is
about
like my quality of life.
There's always
But it
going to
allows
be
me to
that suffering.
grow around it, be honest
So,
So,
to work with this.
yeah, patience with that, and also that me also make me because when I was a teenager, I dealt with best friend being suicide, and it was a lot of stress for me. So I wanted to talk about things because I knew what it was like doing it. So it's like 2 lessons in one, like and 2 lessons in both 2 because of others and also there's very hard people that together one
To me, the opportunity
and it also then combines with when I was younger, just talking and how to be more consistent. But I also allow it's like it's really helped teach me
In my work
what
style,
both sides are like, you know, you need balance.
very experienced.
I was on like, here's everything for,
And
But it's also made me, I think, better.
I am
Because
because it was me to see
where I am, and I have some.
my work environment as a scientist to see both sides.
And approach it.
Put into practice the practices.
Of course, that's also.
I do on push in that song to try to keep.
I think I started because it was like very early and the next actually also made like partner that there was a lot
And there is gratitude.
and the other one that's a very long time. It was a very good one.
I also do
Yeah. Would you like me to take it for it? But like, yeah, I was about to say, a lot easier for me to do. All right. I think they're just making that If you know what you're putting
I think, well, I like motion. Well, he started to have some health issues. Just yesterday. And Thanksgiving, it reminds me of I felt as if all the negative stuff was just rising up. Higher and part of my son's issues that I'm experiencing for the first I'm grateful that I could I feel like I'm made it hard for me to tap into my compassion because I'm tapping into more active feelings because then you feel so I'm grateful to really experience that and realize how unproductive
So it sounds like you've just been really struggling with figuring out where the social needs and personal needs fit. And like trying to balance that with having kids and having very hard. I did a lot of the housekeeping when I was in my partner, and it's not easy, especially if I do that is so fun. Like just for the main person out speaking. One of my partners she was very proud of me. So I was like, I was so embarrassed. Like, I feel like I also because that is a hard balance time.
and working I heard relatives.
There's having a house like never a single bit, even if it's just an apartment. But I always feel like yeah, like it's. I don't think it's just you. And also, I like looking into like social like this.
So as we begin to bring our conversations to a close, please take a moment to offer gratitude to the people that you have been talking to. So one way to do this might be simply to hold hands, to feel each other's energy, and to make vow. And then when you're ready, please return to your places. And we're going to offer now opportunity to share with the group what you just experienced, any insights or learnings that came up for you that you can take with you today. So I asked Thompson if you could move the microphone. Just raise your hand if you have something to say.
Just to be seen and heard with such compassion and to truly be listened to is so powerful. Thank you.
The therapeutic value of one being listening to another being. The outcome of kindness.
During meditation, was reflecting on communication with my 16-year-old. He went to visit his father, who he doesn't have a particularly close relationship with, and my heart was feeling very anxious and wanting to cling to him and control our relationship more. And in sharing with my partner, I gained wisdom from her on her relationship with her parent, and that was something that really gave me a lot of insight about how to treat my relationship with my child. So I feel very grateful for that.
Thank you for participating in this. I wanted us to close with gratitude to our spiritual family. Let me attach this microphone. So if you could just place your hands, so sit a little formally and place your hands palm to palm. I'm not 100% certain of the origin of this. It might be Thich Nhat Hanh or some other source. I will find out. I'll let you know later. At any rate, it's sort of a lovely way to connect what we've been doing to our spiritual family. In gratitude, I bow to all generations of ancestors in my spiritual family. I see in myself my teachings. I see in myself my teachers, the ones who show me the way of love and understanding, the way to breathe, smile, forgive, and live deeply in the present moment. I see through my teachers, all teachers, over many generations and traditions, going back to the ones who began my spiritual family thousands of years ago. I vow to practice to transform the suffering in myself and the world, and to transmit their energy to future generations of practitioners. 3 breaths. Country. In gratitude, I bow to this land and all the ancestors who made it available. I see that I am whole, protected, and nourished by this land and all living beings who have been here and made life easy and possible through all their efforts. I see all those who have made this country a refuge for people of so many origins and colors by their talent, perseverance, and love. I vow to contribute my part in transforming the violence, hatred, and delusion that still lie deep in the collective consciousness of this society, so that future generations will have more safety, joy, and peace. I ask this land for its protection and support. Energy. In gratitude and compassion, I bow down and transmit my energy to those I love. All the energy I have received, I now want to transmit to my father, my mother, brothers and sisters, my beloved ones, my husband, my wife, my partner, my daughter, and my son, so their pain will be relieved, so they can smile and feel the joy of being alive. I want all of them to be healthy and joyful. I know that I am not separate from them. I am at one with those I love. Reconciliation. In understanding and compassion, I bow down to reconcile myself with all those who have made me suffer. I open my heart and send forth my energy of love and understanding to everyone who has made me suffer. I know now that these people have themselves undergone a lot of suffering and that their hearts are overloaded with pain, anger, and hatred. I see their suffering and do not want to hold any feelings of hatred or anger in myself toward them. I do not want them to suffer. I channel my energy of love and understanding to them and ask all my ancestors to help them. So then just closing with these thoughts of peace and reconciliation and interconnection. Hoping that you bring this into your day as you leave here. So we will have some announcements and then close with the 4 great vows.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Magamog, and welcome, and especially
If you're here for the first time, Feel free to ask any of us questions. We're wearing the gray and we'll do our best to answer your questions. Let's try it like this. Okay. So we encourage you to pick up a copy of our winter schedule. It looks like this. It's on the table outside, and it has the events that we have coming up here at the temple. I'll just point out a few of them. Our retreats, we have a Winter Youngman Junction coming up, which is a 5-day intensive retreat. So if you've been to some one-day retreats and you're interested in doing a 5-day intensive retreat, those will be held in Chicago and Mexico City from December 26th to December 30th. And you can contact us for more information on that.
And also in Toronto from the 27th through the 31st.
I see that one now. Toronto on December 27th through January 1st. Okay, and the introductory meditation course we offer from time to time meets on 5 consecutive Thursday evenings, but the next session on that will begin on January 11th. Before that, we do have an overnight session coming up, which runs from Friday, December 8th in the evening until Saturday, December 9th at noon. And there's a sign-up sheet on the table if you're interested in that. In the introductory meditation course, whether it's the 5-week one or that overnight one, you learn about the basics of meditation, the basics of Zen practice. We will have dancing to 6 large jukeboxes playing the following music on the 6 jukeboxes: Motown, Detroit Techno, Hip Hop, AC/DC, Dua Lipa, and Johann Strauss. So you have your choice of whatever kind of music you would like on the 6 jukeboxes. Then we have Together Action today after the service for about 15 minutes. We'll have 2 groups of Together Action. For the first group, we need about 2 to 4 people to move a bed, which involves probably disassembling the bed frame also, unless we can fit it through the doorway. The bed will be moved from the 3rd floor to the 2nd floor of the yellow house next door, the historic temple. And then we'll have some outdoor Together Action.
Yeah, you guys know me probably, unless you're new. And in that case, you can try to look for me outside if you wish to join in. We're going to be moving dirt, or kind of like super soil, it's called, from a big pile over to these new garden beds that we've made. You may have seen them before. We've got more of them now. So we're going to keep on trucking that stuff over. So meet me outside afterwards. I'll be over just sort of around the corner.
Okay, and if we can have 2 to 4 people who want to do the bed project, please raise your hand and then we can meet. Okay, cool. All right, good. We have 4. Thank you. And then we can meet on the 3rd floor of the historic temple. Also, please help us to move these mats and cushions after the service. So the rows that are touching the carpet, this row here and that row over there, will remain in place, but all of the other mats and cushions will go into the back corner over there. We're going to stack the mats neatly in 2 piles based on size. So we have some smaller mats over here, and then the cushions are going to go onto the shelf. So thanks in advance for helping with that. Thank you to everyone who has already donated to our fall fundraising appeal. There is a poster in the entrance hall detailing what that money will be used for. And there are also donation envelopes if you wish to make a donation, or you can donate online on our website. Let's see, Recovery Dharma meeting today?
We're meeting in the historic temple, the yellow house next door at noon.
Okay, noon in the historic temple, in the usual spot. And the temple is supported by your kind donations of time and money. There is a fishbowl if you'd like to make a monetary donation right outside the store. And if you'd like to donate your time, typically on Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m., we have a work party where we volunteer together, and it's a nice way to meet other members of the Sangha and interact with them also. And we have some herbal tea on the table over here, so feel free to have some of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, placing our hands palm to palm, let's say the 4 great vows. All beings, one body.
All beings, one body.
Vow to liberty.
Vow to liberty.
Blind passions, one root.
Blind passions, one root.
I vow to terminate.
I vow to terminate.
Dharma gates, one mind.
Dharma gates, one mind.
I vow to penetrate.
I vow to penetrate.
The great way of Buddha.
The great way of Buddha.
I vow to relax.
I vow to realize.
So we'll stand and do 3 formal vows together.